Hey y'all, I'm Suni,
Hey, this is Liv.
and welcome to
Colorful Situations, a conversation about love, marriage, and everything in between. Yes. How are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Your week been good?
Yes. Yep. Same old with me. You know what I like to do.
Sleep and eat.
Make sure my wife good. How's your week?
It's been good. Been discovering some things, so it's been great. Learning new things is always fun.
Right.
A little scary, but it's always fun.
What does that look like in your color?
So in my color, I'm gonna say that I'm orange today. A vibrant orange. Just because I'm amused. I'm like, this topic, I'm excited about it. It's got me like, okay, let's talk about this. I never really heard the term, so I'm kind of like, it's got my attention.
Right. Okay. For me, I am thankful, and yes, I am green. And I'm just thankful.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't have a whole lot behind it. Just thankful. So
I mean, you know what? It is good when you're in a constant season for yourself.
mhm.
And I like that for you, right? Because you settled. You there, you settled, and you good. Even though I joke all the time, I aspire to be like my her at some point.
Green.
To just be at a good level.
Yeah.
You know? And not be so
Keep it in mind, like I said before, definitely been times where I've been more red than green.
Yeah.
But like you said, my season. But I actually hope that it's not just a season. I hope it's just the end all be all.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
and I think that's where most people try to get to.
right.
Right? Like you hear people all the time, oh, protect my peace or da da da. You know what I mean? Like for me, I understand that my ebbs and flows come with me learning. My ebbs and flows come with, or the changes of my colors just come with discovery, like I said, and just trying to, just being real with who I am. And some people, as your such, didn't have no problem with that and was already like that. So, you can get through certain things, and we're all at different stages of our lives, So, yeah, you could be green for a long time.
Yeah.
There may be times where I may be a solid color for a while or just sprinkled or whatever, but whatever color you are, it's okay.
It's okay. We can and talk about it. We can talk about it. We can get through it.
Yeah.
Through talking about it.
Yeah.
If not with us in therapy 101, therapy
That
counseling 101, all of that kind of stuff.
That part.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this is a good one today. It's a topic or a term that I've just recently learned because of my good friend over here allowed me or shared. And it's financial insecurities.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So financial insecurities is a real thing. We know that sometimes people say, relationships break up over trust, money.
I think money might be on top of
everything.
Yeah.
Non-communication. But 9 times out of 10, the money is probably going to be in there somewhere. Right. So I just always thought that, it was just about just maybe someone not having as much as the other, or, the struggle of having it or trying to get it, or having money, but doing so much to get the money, working 7 days a week, blah, blah, blah.
You're not able to enjoy
but you're not able to enjoy, you're not able to be with your spouse or whatever. But this term, financial insecurity, kind of goes to the, I guess, I won't say personality, but maybe something in the person's character that's really maybe driving the way that they do and how they think about money.
Right.
Yeah. You know? So we always say it's a deeper cause, but financial insecurity is having difficulty meeting the current financial obligations and feeling unsure about future financial stability. So you can't quite meet what you got going on now. And because you can't quite meet what you got going on now, you're thinking of the future like, I just don't even know what that looks like.
So knowing that it's financial insecurity, it's like a lot of people that's probably living that way.
Yeah.
Kind of like, how am I gonna pay these bills? I've been in that position before. Like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know. And then I gotta do it again next month. Yeah, no. And it's that stressful.
Yes.
I'm about to get off topic. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, and then having to try to do it with 2 kids or just whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
It could be really a thing. So when I thought about this, I thought about, has anybody ever been with someone where finance was just hard to talk about, or they held it to their chest, like they didn't really tell you where they were financially, or didn't even want to talk about finance, right? Or just kind of was that person that just was a penny pincher, and you was like, why? We got this over here, we good,
right?
But they don't think we good. We got 2 savings, a checking account, everything is paid. All 3 accounts is over $5,000, but you still, we got to stay on budget. Well, we good. No, we not good.
Well, I don't know, because if you have a budget, you have to stay there.
Yeah.
I can understand someone saying, hey, I want to keep my account over 5,000. I want to keep this at this point. When I get here, this is a problem. I can understand that, because people just have their thoughts about what might happen in the future.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a part of that financial stability, keeping $5,000 in an account just to make sure everything's
okay.
Yeah.
So I love, just like my friend, to watch things on TV, and people may have watched it, Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
And there was a couple on there that she was very stable. She loved to travel. She would buy red bottoms. Like, she would do whatever she wanted to do because she was stable. She had a house. She had all these things she wanted. She was young. And then this guy comes along that they pair her with, right? And he had money, but he was a budget sergeant. Like, you got to be under this, you're not spending no money. We're not traveling. We're not doing nothing. And so she was like, no, I make the money. I'm okay. I want to be able to go and travel. I want us to travel. He was like, no, I make money too, but we're going to make sure that we're paying 6 months of our bills at one time.
Right.
We're going to make sure that our savings is this amount. We may go travel once a year. She was like, once a year? I travel every month. You're going to reduce me to once a year? You just saw this just go boom, 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 boom. And where at first they might have been really connected or attracted to each other, whatever he had about that money, or how he was doing money, just totally turned her off. And there was a struggle in their relationship.
Well, I guess you think about one thing to think about is where people come from.
Let's talk about it.
I don't know this person, but it could have been something where his upbringing was one where he did not have.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have he only had just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Growing up or whatever. And he wasn't able to get the things that he wanted, or even the things that he needed. So when he did grow up and get a good job and
Mhm.
start making a good amount of money, he
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that he never went back to that place.
Yeah.
Now, for the lady, it could be something where she may have grown up with a silver spoon in her mouth and never had a limit on what she could spend. But now, when you're connecting yourself with someone, those are things you have to take into consideration, because now I'm with you and we're looking for the future. You're gonna spend it all. You're gonna spend it all at one time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think I'm a penny pincher, but so? I would want to. No, I said I don't think I'm a penny pincher.
I said, you don't think so?
You think I am?
I don't know you.
No, I
don't know.
I was like, what you? Am I? What?
No.
But I mean, just thinking that I would, if we have, my wife always says, if a person has $1,000 and they think they can spend $999,
you got a problem.
You got a problem. So I guess he may be thinking about it like that. Like, if we're going to be together forever, is this money going to be coming in forever? Or next 30 or 40 years, however long it's going to be? And even if it is, I don't want to take a chance on something happening and now we are on the street, or now you can't even travel one time a year. Yeah. As opposed to the 12 that you're used to.
Yeah. Well, the flip side of that, because they do have people on there counseling and stuff like that. But the flip side of that was just that he, we're talking about heterosexual relationship, but this can go on for us too. Right. This could go on for the breadwinner or the person who feels like they are the breadwinner, or you have one who y'all may not be at the same level. So for him, because she was so more advanced than him, it made him feel some type of way.
Okay, that was his insecurity.
Okay, and because that was his insecurity, and he didn't know if he could take care of her by himself, because that's what he wanted to do, right? And we have that in same-sex relationship, where there's one who wants to be the provider, right? And so some people are open to be like, oh, okay, you make this, I make that, we put it in one pot. Nobody needs to know who money and who came what. Who cares? This is all our money together. It's okay. We're going to be okay. Some are like, no, you have this. This is what I'm supposed to do because this is what I feel is my job. So I will pay the rent. You pay the utilities, whatever it is, right? But that person who wanted to be the provider could not, or felt like he could not, live up to her standards. And that made him feel some type of way. So that made him over exaggerate on the budget, because he wanted to make sure that he could care for her, just looking at what he had.
Probably made him feel less than.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't take her on a trip once a month like she wants to, and maybe that mess with his self-esteem.
Yeah. And ultimately, that's what insecurities are, right? Mm-hmm. Just something that is down in the core that probably has nothing to do with the relationship, but that's now a personal issue that you got going on that is going to affect this other situation you have. Yep. Because of a personal thing. So, friend, I always like to ask you a couple of questions. Okay. Are you ready for them?
Let's go.
All right. What does prosperity really look like? What is prosperity? Is it supposed to be materialistic?
I think prosperity is something that it's an all-inclusive, I'll say. You want to prosper in your walk, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. You want to prosper in your career. Mm-hmm. You want to prosper from within just yourself. Mm-hmm. You want to prosper if you're in a relationship. You want to prosper with your partner. Mm-hmm. You want y'all both to prosper, to be better than what you were yesterday, last year, 5 years ago. So, yeah.
So you're saying that could be in all areas, not just finance?
No, yeah, that's everywhere, I think. And it makes me think about um so and I'm just thinking about over the years, this apartment was one way, and then the next one was something different. And then the next one was something
level up.
Yeah,
Level up,
that's
level
because yeah, that's because I was growing in
Right.
things. I was growing in me. I was growing in my finances.
Yeah.
I was just growing in different things. So
Yeah.
I think it's all inclusive.
I do too. A lot of times people be like, "Oh, well, you live in wealth, or you're wealthy, aka prosperity, or you're prospering." People tend to think about, "Oh, he got a nice car, or she's driving this, or you know what I mean."
I don't know, because some of these people that's driving these nice cars living in them too, and have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm just saying, people put on for their city.
Put on. I ain't gonna start singing on this
Listen,
episode, but
I'm just
look, they
saying.
do. They put on. And you're right. That does not mean that people are rich. For me, I don't feel like prosperity is money, right? For him, or for this person that we were talking about in this relationship, it was like they really wanted to have all the money so they can just seem like they were on top. But had he to just settled down and just saw the fact that he had somebody who really was okay with being with somebody in his status.
Right.
She just wanted to be able to do what she knew she could do.
What she had been doing before she came.
What she had been doing. So, in his mind, the focus on money was so big that ultimately they couldn't match together.
So he really needed a damsel in distress.
And we know what those are used for sometimes, to pump people up. Scratch my head. Anyway, yeah, so maybe that is what he wanted, but that is not what they gave him, right? They gave him a very strong, and when you're looking at Married at First Sight, they do that because they know what you need. Right. And a lot of times when we're looking at certain things, we just put what we want. We just say, "Oh, well, I want this and that, and I want this, but that may not be what you need."
Well, the people say that the Lord, He'll give you He gives you what you need and not what you want, and that turns out to be the best thing
for you. Yeah.
So He'll give you more than you can handle.
Not at all.
So yeah.
Not at all. So okay, so we determined that prosperity is not in ching ching. It's not in money.
No.
Okay. So should money or your wealth be like a superpower power pack? Like, when you in the game and you playing video games and you go boop, 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 and then you grow up and it's like a power pack. Like, just because you have more money than the person that you're with or the people that you're around, and now we're just talking about self-person, not necessarily in a relationship, but should you wear your accomplishment in your bag like a super pack?
I don't think so, because if you think about the people that have the real money, some of them you might not even be able to tell. No. You might not even be able to tell.
Not now.
So
not now.
Yeah, what's this guy? I can't remember who it was that drives a Toyota Camry or something.
Is it the guy from Amazon? Is it, or the guy from iPhone? Who is Job or whatever?
Steve Jobs. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember his name, but some of those people, when I read those stories and those interviews, they live like regular people, not us people out there that go, and I say us, but not the people out there that go and have a Gucci shirt with the
the Gucci $300 Gucci belt, $300.
And not saying, hey, if that's your thing,
rock
go
on.
for it, But I mean, no, I don't think you don't have to do all of that to show that you have wealth, that you are wealthy. You know,
Yeah.
you're just gonna exude that when you walk by, and you're gonna be able to tell.
Yeah. And really being someone who is good with your money and not being someone who has a financial insecurity is someone who is smart about it, right? You don't have to show it or wear it like a cape or whatever. And that just brings me to the young guy in the NBA. Hats off to him. Last name is Edwards. He did an interview where he said he doesn't even touch his salary. He does not touch his salary at all. He lives off of his endorsements.
That's really good.
Uh-huh.
And I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of us have endorsements to live off of that we can't live off our, that we are not living off of our salaries?
Okay.
Be clear now. Come on now.
I get it.
I'm like, yeah. Of course, money makes things better.
Yes.
It makes most things because when you can pay your bills and you can do what you want to do without worrying about finances. But how many of us have endorsements coming through?
Yeah, no, I get it. I just said that to say that some of us may be able to have a little bit of passive income, maybe not endorsement, or be creative enough to create some things for us to be just smart about our money. That's why I said that, because he found a way. Yeah, he got a lot of money. He could do it that way. But at least he's being smart, because how many of the guys in the NBA who do have his money ain't being smart about their money?
I can only imagine.
And
what was that? Allen Iverson? It was a struggle.
In fact, he said the reason why he did this was because statistics show that when the guys leave the NBA, it takes them all of 5 years to be broke after they make all that money. And he didn't want to be one of those. So, yes, he got it like that, but I'm just using him as an example of his way of thinking to say, hey, okay, I know that this is a situation. I know those who have gone before me ended up like this. I don't want to be like that. So I'm going to find a way. And even Shaq said too, one of the biggest things that he could have done, somebody gave him a book, and it was like Finance for Dummies. And he read it and applied it. Now, you don't have to have a lot of money to educate yourself, to research things, stick to a budget, right?
You know.
So, instead of feeling insecure, maybe there's just a way of thought process around prosperity.
Yeah. That makes me think about, when you talk to people, well, I've talked to people about like saving money and things like that. And people would always say, well, I don't make that much money. When you don't have to make a lot of money to start saving. If you could put $10,
let me tell you,
that'll you'll be saving at least $20 a month. You save something, you know what I mean? And I know that sounds small. It sounds small, but once you get to a point where you could do it more and more and more, you realize that you actually can save money.
Yes.
So
for me, it was coffee. Starbucks. And not even coffee or Starbucks anymore, just the little kiosks in my building. Every morning, $10. 5 days a week, that's $50. 2 weeks, that's $100. So there are little things that you can do, that you can find, that you can just change your mindset on. They have these little envelopes now, these little books, where the first day of the month you put $1 in there. Second day of the month you put $2 in there.
It's so crazy, because that right there has been around for a very long time. You can get one of those a regular envelope and put money in it and do that
forever. Okay. But it's just the mindset of just doing it. People say tithing. Okay, yes, we're going to tithe. We're going to put back in the storehouse. But is the storehouse just the church house? Or can the storehouse be your house? And you put that 10% into you. You pay yourself 10% and put it in savings. and don't touch it.
It's an option.
It's a real option. It's a real option. You get paid $1,600 every 2 weeks. 10% of that is $160.
You're going to have a pretty good sum.
You'll have a pretty good sum if you just put it over there and just not touch it and just don't. My cousin is very good with money, and he had told all of us, like, look, y'all, look into some of these savings out there that are just like online savings or whatever that gives you a high yield. And at one point before COVID, it was like 5%. These banks, they're not giving you 5%. And you may be like, girl, 5%, how much is that? Look.
Well, you're getting 0.001 at your bank.
0.001, but I'm getting a full 5.0.
Yeah.
And I'm not touching it because it's an online savings that I don't even think about.
Right.
But money's just being thrown over there.
It's an option.
It's an option.
It makes me think about my wife was a part of one of those susus.
That's an option too.
And I think she did it a while back, but she did it a few years ago too. And she just decided instead of paying it with people that she would set it aside for herself, so that, because even though she didn't have any bad experiences, somebody could always shuck and jive when it's time,
Yeah.
But just to be on the safe side, she decided, okay, well, I'm just gonna put it over in my savings the same way and still have that same amount of money. So yeah.
And how does the susu work? Everybody put $5, $10 a paycheck or a month or
what? So if it's a group of people, it's like 10. If it's 10 people, y'all can decide how much you're gonna put in. So if it's 10 people and we're putting in $100, that means that first month that one person is gonna get the $1,000.
Yeah.
And then we do it again the next month, and then the next person in the line is gonna get the full $1,000.
Okay.
We do it again the next month, and it just goes around. It goes until it gets back around to the last person. Okay. The last person. Everybody gets a payout.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, you could do that. That's ultimately the same thing as a savings, but I guess everybody's getting help some kind of way. I don't really know what it's for, to be honest.
You know what? I think that it came from a culture or a tribe that actually did that, because the old saying of like it takes a village to raise people or whatever, that people, it's an actual tradition of a tribe that they would do that. And so I guess people just took it from there. All right. Well, that's an option too, right? So the next thing is, can money really change people?
Yes. That's when you see those people on the thing and they say, oh, let me win the lottery, I'm going to buy a crocodile.
Baby.
Yes. Head to toe, Gucci.
Baby.
Down, head to toe. Yes, I think money can change.
Oh my God.
But at the same time, does that mean that this is what that person was on the inside and they just needed some money to bring it out? Or is it that
let's talk about it.
They just going crazy?
I think that they probably just be like, F it. I got the means now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I've been wanting this crocodile.
this exotic cat.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to eat my whole family up. I'm going to put him in the backyard. I don't even have a house, but I'm putting in mama's backyard.
That's the problem too. You go and get all this money and don't even buy a house. Instead, you buy the crocodile or the tiger. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess. And that's what I think when it comes to, he gives you what you need and not what you want.
Yeah.
If he gave too many people money, child, it'd be some people out here. It'd be a problem. Cutting up and carrying on. It'd be a lot of cutting up and carrying on. If he gave these people that actually just wanted the money and didn't know what to do with it, I think that's a part of the reason. That's kind of like, oh, well, I just pray I get this money. I pray I get it. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm still working on you. I'm still working on you. I'm still working on your mind. Now, once you get there, maybe I give it to you. I don't know. I don't know. We just got to see how you. We got to see how you do.
Yeah.
Let me give you this. Let me give you this $1,000 to see what you do with it first.
Look,
if you go out there and spend $900, you ain't ready. You are not ready. You're not ready.
If you already got a list, and your cell phone bill or your light bill, your water bill ain't one of them,
keep on praying. I'm gonna come to you. You're gonna get around. I'm gonna get around to you. Keep on praying.
Look. So I do also think that it can change you. And you know, you hear sometimes people be like, oh, well, they just got money and they got this new job and they moved up out the hood. Or, you know, that's my cousin who went to Ivy League and now she gets $200,000 a year and she doesn't talk to her. She talks like this. When back in the day, she used to talk like this.
She still got it in her. She still got it in her. But I mean,
yeah.
When you're of a certain status, you're expected to be a certain way, I think.
Expected?
So you're of a certain status. So that means that the company that you keep, that you keep is going to change.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to be expected.
Yeah.
In that group of people. But I mean, people that you knew from the past, and I'm not saying that it's okay to be like, never. I'm not saying that that's okay, but when you're of a certain status, you're expected to behave a certain way.
Yeah. Well, and I think expected. I think that you know differently now that you're at a different level. You're exposed to different things. You're exposed to more culture. You're exposed to, you know, fine eating. And, you know, you can't crack open a 40 and take it down with a bottle.
Well, you can do it at home.
At home,
yeah.
You know, so I think it does. Some people, it may refine them, you know, allow them to have the experiences that they want to have that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right.
Be able to give more to like their family and to their children. And that's why people do move from the hood.
Right.
And get to different places. But I will say, or my next question is, do they change and act this way because of childhood environments? So say things that happened in their childhood, or like you said earlier, they lived in the projects or whatever. So now when they got this money, they ain't trying to live like that. Like they don't want to do that no more.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with living in the projects if that's where you live. But if I have the opportunity to get up out of there, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? That would kind of be.
Yeah. Well, you know what I would do? I would probably move over to the gentrified area across the street.
Just so you can look over at the project. You don't want to look over there either. Listen, we'll talk about it when we get off this thing. Remind me, so you want to be able to look across there and look at the people?
I'm just saying, you know how nowadays they, you know, I come from a place where there's projects, and then I go leave the state or whatever, come back and visit my mom, and be like, girl, they ain't no projects. They done gentrified this whole area. Yeah. Ultimately, money can change people. Having money and the lack of having money can also change people and make people do different things. You know, just sitting up and being like, well, dang, I can't do this. Or, dang, I'm living check to check. Or, you know, I give to my friends and now I need a little bit and I don't have it. I've seen people go do the extreme because they did not have money.
I was just getting ready to say, talk about
it, hit it.
Talk about, you know, it's people that just sit around because they don't think that they could get money any other kind of way, and they just sit around and look for people to prey on
Yeah.
in situations, when people not paying attention, all this other kind of stuff, to take what
Yeah.
other people have worked for. So that's one of those extremes.
It is. It is. And it is something that just the lack of just being, you come in and you're seeing that you have this child or whatever you need to feed, the ends that you have is not making it.
Mhm.
So somebody is in your ear, well, man, I'm flashing this, I'm flashing
Got
that.
this lick over here.
Yeah. All of these type of things come into play for them. And it's unfortunate, but it does change people. And, money is the root sometimes of all things not so good.
But actually, I think when I think about that, I think about how they say that guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Yeah.
I think it's the same way with money.
Yeah.
Could
be.
So as far as it being the root of all evil, it's about what you do with it.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, it's about your mindset and, just what you do with it.
True. So we're going to check your levels. We're going to check your levels on financial insecurity.
So if you feeling like you don't know you don't know what's going on tomorrow, you don't know what's going to happen next week, tomorrow, in the next few years, you're still kind of trying to figure some things out.
Mm-hmm.
You're still trying to reach some goals, get on track, put a plan together. You're in the red.
Yeah.
You're in the red. If you are at a point where you can see to the other side, you can see the light, you have some things working, things are working out for you, and you're in the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you feel like you're in a good position where you're not necessarily focused on just, I gotta get this money, I gotta get this money, I gotta get this money, and you're at a good place, you're comfortable, I'd say you're in the green.
Yeah. And just ultimately not intimidated by money or being around people with money.
Yeah.
You definitely in the green because you got it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in you.
It's all in you. All right. So now we come to a resolve. I only have one resolve. So do you have anything on this topic, financial insecurity?
I will say, if you are in a place where you are financially insecure, take a minute, sit down, and see if you could put a plan together. Figure out what you can do. Talk to someone. And I know that you may not want to share with someone, hey, I'm kind of down. I'm down on my luck. I don't know what to do, but you have to open up to someone about your situation and what's going on with you. So,
yeah. And my whole thing is educate. Educate. There are so many different things out there. So research, educate, figure out what it is. You may be like you said, I don't have a whole lot. I don't have a lot to save or something like that. But you can do something. Maybe educate and find out what's the amount, how you can pay off. David Ramsey is a really good one. He's been around forever, and he will say, take your smallest bill,
pay it off first.
Pay it off first. Then take that $50 that you used to pay on that and add it with the $100 that you pay on another bill. So you could pay that off quicker. Then that $150 that you now have free, take that money and pay it off of something else.
Yeah.
So or take that, pay off that $100, that $150 that you now have. Don't go out and spend it because now you got $150. Put it in the savings. Keep acting as if you're paying a bill, but just put it in the savings. So educate yourself and figure out the things that you can do.
Sounds good to me.
That's what I have.
So we are at the point in the show where we like to ask questions. So we want to hear from y'all. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt financially insecure?
Intimidated.
Have you let it impede what's going on with you and your spouse or partner? If so, what did you do about it? Did you have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
with your partner or spouse about it? Or did you keep it to yourself and you still in this thing?
Mm-hmm.
If you did talk to your spouse, what did y'all do to kind of keep y'all, get y'all on the same page about what's going on so that you don't fall back into this insecurity if this other person is making more money, or if it's you that's trying to save money? How are you continuing that so that you don't fall back into this financial insecurity?
Yeah, for sure. So today's topic, which I hope you liked, we strive to try to talk about a lot of different things, and this was a little bit different.
Yeah,
this was a little bit different. So
this was the in between. This was one of the in betweens.
Ding. So we talked about financial insecurity, how someone who struggles with right now their ability in their finance to meet a goal, and how they don't know that they're going to be stable in the future, like how that really mess with people. We also talked about money changing people, like either having money changing people or the lack of having money changing people. And then, does prosperity really need to equal to a lot of the dollar signs? You know?
Yeah.
So we did have some resolve, and my good friend said, plan. Make a plan. If you identify where you are with your finances, or how someone makes you feel, or if your spouse making more money makes you feel some type of way, identify it and plan and see what you want to do. She also said talk, figure it out, talk to somebody, communicate. And I said research and educate.
Mm-hmm.
Educate what's out there, because it doesn't, sometimes people be like, oh, well, I have to do this, I have to do that, but I have to do boom, boom, boom first. And once you start educating yourself, you be like, oh, I'm already at step 5.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not as bad off as I thought. I just need to change my mindset on some things.
And sometimes it only takes a little tweak.
Just a little, like giving up coffee because you're a coffee freak and you don't really need to drink that much.
Sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do.
That's it.
So we want to thank y'all for joining us today on this colorful situation.
Yes.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And remember, not all colorful situations are the same, but you have the power to change your hue.